Trance Family UAE is extremely proud, privileged and happy to have again with us in Dubai, Paul Van Dyk. Paul, welcome back.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very good.
Good. How's Dubai doing so far?
Well, it's always amazing. It's a special place.
And so you've been to Dubai quite a few times now. And the last time, obviously 2 years ago. It's been a while to get you back, but we're really happy to have you here. The last time you came, and so over the sort of the course of your career, how have you seen Dubai and the Middle East sort of change and grow? How do you think it's been going?
Well, I think Dubai and the Middle East always had a very strong scene about electronic music. Of course, we've seen the influx of this, like what people call EDM, which I'm not really considering being part of what electronic music is. But we've seen that. Obviously, it's like Dubai and the places have been affected by it too a little. But again, it's like there's a very strong scene here that really follows what this music is all about, and this is what makes me happy as an artist.
No, definitely. And so you've obviously traveled all around the world, and it's sort of becoming a global phenomenon in the way there's EDM and everything like that. Which areas do you think are sort of the most particular areas that have really grown and sort of shined in your perspective?
Well, the thing is, it's like difficult to say because obviously the course of like more than 20 years of a career, I've seen different places kind of like have a certain like hype about them, and then come down to like let's say a normal level. I really think it is fair to say electronic music really started as this small subculture, and it's the biggest music culture in the world now, despite of like the pop hype in certain areas about it. It still is like the area where you find the most creative and most progressive artists on this planet making music.
Definitely. And so you talked about progressive artists sort of coming up. You've been very supportive of a lot of talented artists, notably Zax, who's a close friend of Trance Family UAE, had Illusion released on Vandit. And you see a lot of guys coming through on Vandit and obviously in your live set. How important do you think it is that someone like you, sort of a legend in the scene, that really sort of pushes up those talents?
Well, the thing is, obviously, it's like, let's say 10 years ago, we saw like 100, 200 new tracks every week, or records every week, and maybe 10 of them were playable, 10 of them were good. So now, with everything that's going on, we see 10,000, 20,000 tracks every week, but still only about 10 of them are playable.
Yeah.
And it's like, I see that as sort of like my responsibility to find these tracks, to find these artists, and of course, I'm very passionate about this music. I love this music. This is what I support. And if I see kind of like a creative potential in someone, I like to support it as much as I can, because this is what brings the scene forward. This is what makes this music grow, and this is always what sort of made this music what it is now. It was never about just like repeating what the last big hit was. It was about breaking the boundaries on all the levels. And this is what we're trying to do with the labels, and I'm very, very happy that we have very talented artists.
Definitely. There's always great guys coming through, and whether it's on Vandit or all of the other labels across the board, it's great really what you're doing. And another thing about in terms of your particular performance style, it's quite sort of unique in the way that you sort of almost play the music live on stage as you're going along. How important do you think that sort of performance aspect is to your career as well, in sort of going forward and looking back?
Well, the thing is, like, for me, it was always about like presenting electronic music in the best possible way, and it's like I always had the same passion for being a DJ as for being a musician. So as soon as it was possible to kind of like take production elements, into the performance element, I did, and this is what I do. It's just like my way of presenting this music, my way of interacting with the audience.
It's great to sort of see it and sort of really, you're kind of standing there watching you perform, and you're literally making up on the spot. It's great as a fan to sort of see that kind of and experience it. And so in terms of the future now, what are we looking at for Paul Van Dyk?
Well, there's a lot of touring coming along this year. Then I finished the production part of the next album. Right now we're setting up the release schedule and the release structure and everything. As soon as this is sorted, obviously the album is going to come out. And I'm going to play tonight a few of the new things.
Alright, so we get some exclusives, which is brilliant. And so just a final question. Trance music as a whole, it's going through a huge change at the moment. What's your kind of long-term vision for it? How do you think that it's going to really sort of progress from here?
Well, the thing is, like, to me, it's like, what people call trance music or electronic music, it's always evolving, it's always developing forward. So it's going to continue to do that. Obviously, we've seen some DJs, some talents kind of like jumping off the bandwagon or something, like becoming EDM people, doing music that has no relation to kind of like where we come from, what the music means, and actually it's like the strongness and the power of it, just repeating what the cheesiness of the radio stations want. That's not what I'm looking forward to. It's like, you know, it's like, to me, it's about substance. It's about, you mentioned sax, you know, it's like people like Martin de Jong as well, like Charter and Paul Roxy, many more who have a very unique sound, a very unique take on what electronic music is. And this is what I enjoy, and I don't really care about this EDM stuff.
It's good. We like to hear that. So it's a lot of sort of breaking boundaries and just continuing with that evolution of music.
It is electronic music at the end of the day. It's usually danceable, and I think this is where they came up with EDM.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for coming back to Dubai. It's a pleasure to have you, and have a good luck with your year, everything like that. So thanks very much.
Thank you.